Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We made it just in time. They're about to kick us off. We're live.
Okay.
We're actually live. What?
I can't see any messages or anything, so I'll just have to go off what you say, okay?
I have some here. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, so we're live. Let's see. We're having some technical issues, which
Always.
always.
You're always going to get technical issues on this side.
Yeah. I can always tell when it's going to be a booming show because we have technical issues.
Yeah,
So if I happen to freeze up or anything, just keep going and I'll flip back on.
no problem at all.
So we got 22 people in the house. Linda Scott, real-time intel update. Deborah Yao, Barbie Steiner, Linda Hickton, Angela Brinkerhoff, Morgan Lee, Denise Phillips, Joanna Cashmere, John Montgomery. That's JoJo. Yeah, it's JoJo. They've been good to us. Thank you, JoJo, for your continued love and support. Contribution, John Montgomery, Tanya Cope, David Manning, Renee Harris, Aguinost is here. I have to get him back on. Deborah Denori, Jenna Babachi, hope you're doing well. Who else we got? Patricia Cool, Cleo Ferraro, thank you for your support. Lisa Jane. Angela says you said my name right. Yeah. Okay, there's too many people. Corey Marshall, Universal Brothers and Sisters Circle. A lot of people in here today. Good time slot. All right. So, yeah, this is all in the perfect rhythm of the synchronicities. We had a powerful day yesterday. I know you did because I know you spoke to Morgan. Melissa Ford just wrote Morgan a message and said what's happened yesterday about this time until late last night, and something's going on. So I'm just going to tell you kind of a little short version of what happened to us yesterday, because I know it's not all going to make cognitive, logical sense, and we'll put the pieces together, but you're a part of it, so that's why I was going to lead in with this, okay? Linda Scott, conductor and receiver. So we got
Froze, Todd. Go on.
okay. You can hear me, but I might freeze.
You've just
If you don't hear me,
so I
then
didn't hear what
we
you just said. Repeat what you just said.
We went down to the beach and we took a walk.
Yeah.
So we're standing there and we're both feeling this energy coming. And we look over to the land side and there was an incredible rainbow, very distinct colors. You could see it. But on top of that, there was another rainbow. And the other rainbow was not shaped in the same arc as the main rainbow. Mm-hmm. And then there was like a little pooch in the primary rainbow, almost like a pregnant stomach coming out of it, and created a light spectrum just very, very, for a moment, almost like a bridge to the other rainbow. So we're sitting there looking at that going, okay. Well, 2 days before, we had also found these mountains, this cluster of mountains, and we'd gotten some downloads there. So we ended up going back over there yesterday and started getting quite a bit of stuff, particularly about Soulogy, the energy of Soulogy as its own energy, how it functions, how it grows, what it's comprised of. We got direct transmissions from some golden light beings explaining to us that we were part of a team that planned all this, and we just happened to be part of the ground crew implementing it, and so on, so on. There's many others here. There's many others on the other side. So it takes us to this morning. So we go for a walk this morning, and Morgan's feeling a little off. I'm feeling a little bit off. She was feeling very human. We take a walk, and as we're walking up the street, we're looking at those mountains. And I said, I asked the mountains, what the hell is this, And it said to me the word split. And, and so I said, Morgan, I just asked the mountains, and they said, the word split. And she said, oh my God, Linda Scott told me to watch this movie called Split last night. And I said, here we go. Right.
Mhm.
And so on top of that, the words balance, I think, came in. Split of the 3D and the 5D.
Yeah.
Going back to your conversation with her yesterday, which a lot of people have talked about, not having short-term memory.
Yeah.
So we were
Left
sitting
it.
here.
We've completely left it now, Todd. This is what
Yeah.
we're being shown. We're in the, all right. The split, okay, is the complete split of awareness, all right? You like the holographic split, all right? It's like an holographic field that splits from third dimensional aspect of self. Okay, so that
Yeah.
meaning, I'm gonna repeat that, meaning we cannot address the mental aspects of um like all selves.
Yeah.
Okay, so the split is the ones that know the only split here is the knowing and the not knowing. The not knowing will come on the second and the third wave. The first knowing is the split. Okay, we can't. There's no addressing anything but the knowing now. It's like I've been shown there's 12 states of being. Okay, from the first 12 states of knowing. The first 12 states of knowing is related to the first stage of the split. The first stage of the split is when it went from 1, the black hole, it went from 1 to 12. The 13th is the first split. Okay, that's what being aware of. And it's the super ego. So the super ego now is the beast, all right? Remember in the Bible, the mark of the beast is the 13th split. We've just split from 12, okay? 12 awareness, but we're in the 12 states of knowing is in the 12 states of being. Remember when you go for your 7 chakras, you go to the 8th stage of knowing. That's in the color spectrum, all right?
Yeah.
The 12th split is balance, okay? It's like the 9 stages is the complete knowing, but the 12th stage is the complete split where nothing is only exists. It's like the elf. It's like the 8th realm, all right? The 8th. Show me the 8th realm of knowing is related to the 12th split.
Yeah.
And this is where the superego comes in. It's not attaching as an ego anymore. It's the protector of all the selves.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been shown it's like a beast. It's like a powerful. It's like it attached to me on the plane, and then as soon as I landed here, the first thing that came on the television, my friend put it on, and it was that, and we both went, we don't want to watch this. I said, no, I need to watch it.
You're talking about the movie Split.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, remember I only got shown certain things to watch on TV because I can't watch it. It doesn't resonate with me. But that interests me because I thought there's something here for me here. And it was only the end that I watched, really. The others, I just understood it, so I didn't. If I understand it, there's nothing there for me. I can't. It's like the Vaseline effect. It's only when it gets me attention that there's something there for me. And it was the end where he turned into a beast, and then his veins changed. So the veins change in the 12th awareness state, okay?
Yeah.
The cellular change in us changes on the 12th awareness state. The 9th state of being is completion of selves, meaning all selves are understood as just one identity on the 9th stage of the chakra system. The chakra system isn't real, I've been told, by the way, today. As soon as I woke up this morning, it was saying, we're on 8th, you're in 8th now, you have to talk about 8th. In the 9th stage of being, there's no understanding of chakra. So the chakra system is only related to the 7th state of being.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are saying the chakra system isn't real, the chakra system is real. They've got that right in a way because it's related to the physical awareness of self. When you get past the 7th physical awareness of self, the 8th physical awareness comes in. In the 8th physical awareness is just synchronicity, all right? It's the balance comes between the 8th and the 12th awareness of self. So that is like, it's like the dimensional awareness that the physical matter starts to change in between the 8th and the 12th stage of being. It's
Yeah.
very, very like a deja vu feeling. We don't really know that we're starting to forget that we was ever related to that state of being. I'm forgetting it really quickly. So I can't remember what I've just done, what I've just said.
Yeah.
I don't relate to anything like that. I'm just in the synchronicity now.
Yeah.
I'm
We
not noticing
we
anything unless it's sinking for me, and there's a deep knowing behind it. If the deep knowing isn't there, it's like my body just automatically walks ahead with it. That's why we're
yeah.
forgetting everything.
The
The collective mind, the collective holographic mind is attached to 8th knowing, 8th chakra awareness. But even the chakras getting a bit, for me, I'm not getting it. I'm like forgetting about the chakras now.
Well, I think I think we're a big part of it too. Is it's a whole different level of not just functioning, but communication with ourself, with self. Um, we were trying to remember what we did yesterday, and the only things we could remember were those things that stood out: the rainbow, the mountains, the download, the show we did last night, some things that happened between us, but they were all at this higher frequency. We were trying to figure it out today before the show, and she had mentioned something about in the car. Let's see, we were talking, right? Hang on, I'm getting. So she went and looked at this piece of paper. I said, "You wrote it down in the car," and she went and got the piece of paper just a minute ago. She says, this yesterday, we got in the transmission. She got it in the car while we were in front of the mountain. We are literally on the verge of becoming conscious, living, expansive beings of energy, no longer restrained or contained in human form, but expanded in universal energy of oneness. And I said, well, that says it all right there. And this is what we're dealing with. It's this part of us humans saying goodbye and hello to this divine human
you're forgetting
consciousness.
about that. That's what I mean. You're forgetting about the human aspects of it. And that's the sickening part. That's why we all felt melancholy the last couple of weeks. We'd already started saying goodbye to that. So now the stage is letting the human aspect go and welcoming in the super consciousness. Okay, the super consciousness part of us doesn't even understand that it's human. This is what the mind needs to be switched off to forget that. Okay. We can't question that anymore, because the more we're questioning it, the more that we're going to be sick.
Yeah.
This is what's causing the humans now to be sick, because they're trying to address it in a human aspect. It's not human. The consciousness has got that within us all, by the way, and it's not even, there's no separation here. The ones that are not going to get that, the fact that the superconscious will be made sick, unless they're attached to a superconscious aspect of it, like you're in the vicinity of an auric field that's aware that it's super consciousness. Otherwise, it's going to be sick.
Yeah. Valerie Ames was on the other day. I believe it was her Mother Wit Wisdom, and she started talking about the Trinity. Started talking about one representation of the Trinity is the conscious, unconscious, and subconscious.
Yeah.
Now, over the last 2 or 3 days, and this might resonate or tip something off in you, I'm not sure. Over the last 2 or 3 days, we've done some sessions, and what's come in through Morgan has been almost like a telepathic Morse code that shows up in her fingers, right?
Yeah.
Dot, 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 dot.
Yeah.
The gist of what that transmission or those transmissions have been is that we can actually code. Let me see if I got this right. We can actually code into our nervous system directly to change our DNA. So it's faster than light language.
Yes. It's like ayahuasca. It's ayahuasca knowledge. It's plant knowledge. As soon as you walk past a plant, okay, this is super consciousness, by the way. This is like the 9th state of being, which is plants, which is first like mushrooms and first spores, okay? You can change it remember what this is, the Reiki symbol, all right, the power symbol. Every single one of your fingers is part of consciousness. You can bring it in, you can change your own blueprint by what you're doing with your fingers. You can move the energy timelines by your hand. You can go like that, Todd, gone. It's like the Matrix. But you've got to like download your new blueprint. When I say you've got to download your new blueprint, you have got to let go of the human aspect of it, because the human aspect of it will not understand it. It's all about understanding what you are, who you are, and the worthy part of that you just did. It's the knowing you're it. Then the cells start changing, the cellular changes come on the knowing. The synchronicities come on the knowing. There's no questions here. Remember, ages ago I kept saying we can't question this energy. The more we question this energy, the DNA it doesn't react.
Yeah.
It doesn't change. The cellular change comes in the knowing. It's because it's just awareness. It's just the intelligence is in the awareness. You've gone off, Todd. You're back. You're back on 99. Question this energy. The more we question this energy, the DNA. It doesn't. You're back on 99.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is trippy, man. Every time we do shows, it's trippy.
You've just got to get used to it, because what happens if the lines, right? Me, you, and Morgan, or whoever's on this wave, Todd, will not get any interruption. The interruption is in the misunderstanding. Okay, the energy, the electrical interference is in the misunderstanding. If there's a complete understanding, it's open. This is what I say: as soon as you question it, it moves, it shifts. It's like a worm. It's like a snake. It is just pure energy. And by the way, the 11th, which is the state that we're going to get to, is where the central sun system is, okay? The vortex areas are in the 11th. And that means where there's no identity to any other separation as in self. It's just a straight line, okay? The lines of the waves start to go straight eventually. And they go right to the core of creation.
We picked up yesterday, actually over the last few days, we were picking up Andromeda. And so yesterday when we were in front of the mountain, it came again, you know. So I said, I'm going to look it up. And so I looked it up on Lisa Renee's Ascension Glossary. And it talks about how Andromeda's core is directly linked to the central core, maybe the central sun, but the center of the core of source. And that in the time of ascension, and this was written a few years ago, because I looked at the footnote, in the ascension cycle, Andromeda its core aligns with the Earth's core and our core.
Yeah.
And so what that does,
it's related to the masculine. The mountains are related to the masculine, okay?
Yeah.
The water that flows down the mountains to create the new life is related to the feminine. These are just states of the physical neurons, because remember in seventh state is the physicality, okay? It's created to neurons and photons and electrons. It's the physical matter stage. Seventh is physical matter. Eighth stage is knowing. Ninth stage, and then it goes up and up and up with the energy states, okay? So we're in the seventh state of knowing is the mountains, is the water. It's the physical it's the physical part of it, the coming together of the awareness that it made itself to physically form shapes are formed from that seventh physical awareness. which is
A lot of good.
related. There was even shown that there's no third state. Like I woke up this morning and had a dream about Soulogy last night, and on the dream I had was you were speaking on a big loudspeaker, and we was trying to build buildings very quickly. And when I opened my eyes, I said, "What was that about?" And it said, but you're building quickly now. You're mastering quickly. The buildings, the new fractal structure now, we're creating it quickly. There's a new structure that Soulogy is making at the moment.
Yeah, and that aligns actually with what we got yesterday, which she wrote most of it all down.
Yeah.
We went on last night and did an impromptu show, but we didn't refer to the notes. We just talked about it. But one of the things that came in huge, and it was coming from these gold beings. Andromeda was linked somehow. There was multiple galactic star family representation, but it was that what you just said. It was like the 6-month period or 7 or 8-month period. I don't really know. Soulogy showed itself to us last summer, and they basically said it's that in the first 6 months or first few months, an infant is dependent on its parents, basically, and that once it gets and then once it gets past that period, this is where we're at. Basically, is what they were saying, and they were saying now basically conscious parenting. Supporting and allowing, allowing it to create, to be, right?
To build, to make it, it's just building into its own structure sort of thing. But last night in my dream, the structure was like at foundation level and it was showing, and then it sprung up really fast. What was interesting actually, in my dream, I have to close my eyes and think about it. It was a golden structure, all right, but it looked see-through. So I understand now that is in its alchemy stages. So the ones that are aware will build that structure, all right? It's being built at the moment. That was the new structure I seen in the dream. And then I woke up, and then all I could hear was eighth awareness, Linda, eighth awareness. It's not even I can't even relate to my own name at the moment. It just doesn't sound right. So yeah, the naming's going to change. The chakra system's going to change. All this awareness is going to be like a deja vu again. We've got to move forward and quickly move forward with it. We can't get stuck on the chakra system. We can't get stuck on the platform. We have to keep going forward and not pulling it back, because that's what you do. You've got to let the structure keep collapsing, like every single day, let it collapse so the new structures come, because it's so fast. We're downloading so fast, and we're not even downloading anymore. It's just a complete knowing.
Yeah, and it is, and they're coming really fast, and we're clearing it, or at least stabilizing to a degree, very quickly. It doesn't change it is, you're right. It's not just moving fast, it's changing fast. It's not
even, it's showing me it's not even changing, it's not even real. It's showing me like a hologram, and it's just completely going. I was like trying to keep up with it today, and I said, am I supposed to pay attention to it? And it said, no, just be at the back of it, be aware of it, because it's a structure, and now it's like a holographic. I close my eyes and it just looks like a holographic thing. It's just like I can see it at the front, but it's like at the back. It's like all round me. It's a complete weird structure. So I'm like, what do I do? And it said, you just pull your attention away from it. Don't be aware of it. Just know that it's there. And it's really, it's the most strangest thing I've ever had to get my head around. But I've been told I can't get my head around it. That's when I change it. So let it just continue to flow and just follow the syncs. And whatever we're meant to do, we'll just have a dream about it, or, somebody will say it, we'll sync with it. It'll just happen. We've got to have pure knowing that this state can never be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it makes sense. And you know what? The comments on this show are telling me that there's a lot of people, maybe getting it a little bit different, but sharing the same experiences. There's a lot of comments here. Yes, Linda, synchronicities every day, all day long. it's like the feeling of the knowing now and having the short-term memory loss. I don't remember shit. Living in the now, can't remember a lot of things.
Well, the
Serious.
short-term memory loss is the surrendering, okay? The
Yeah.
surrendering of the human
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah.
And
So
that's you've just got to continuously do that.
yeah.
Surrender to it. Don't even try and question nothing. Because
Yeah.
if you're going to question it, it's energy and it's going to change it. You're actually, you know what? You're not changing it. You're blocking it. You're blocking it by addressing it. You're blocking it by thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Well, I think it's good that we can all say, hey, we're not the only ones doing this, and that's a good thing.
No, remember
We need to move past it.
collective energy, Todd. So it
Absolutely.
affects every single soul on the earth, and it affects every plant. It affects every single stargate. It affects every vortex. The more
Yeah.
that everyone just allows this time, because it's not a time. There's no time structure here now. The more that we allow this state of being, okay, say it again. This state of being, the more we allow it in, the quicker that we shift with it. And I mean that on a collective. The second wave will come in, then the third wave. The third wave, there is no more. There is no more of understanding it in a human aspect. Then we are completely all as one. All as one, where we know. There's only knowing then. There's no more building. Then we go up to different levels again. More core work again. We are the ascended masters here. We're all ascended masters. There is no I keep getting this. There is no start. We're all that. There's only one intelligence, and we all exist as that intelligence.
Yeah. Yeah. We got set off yesterday when we came back and we did a session. She was downloading or transmitting, and we made some declarations at their direction. And these were interesting because she was trying to grasp what they were saying. And the first one was, we have perfect sight. We have perfect hearing. And of course, this was beyond 3D level. There's some things that they said about Soulogy. We are joy. And then I think the very last one was, I am that I am. And prior to that, over about a 24-hour period, she was getting some things on a personal level, which had to do at a high level, there is no separation. Mm-hmm. So they would say something to her and she'd say, wait a minute, that's mine, or wait a minute, that's me, or something. And they would say no. So then she'd have to clear it.
Yeah.
And again, that separation. And so it was in our relationship and the dynamics of that, which means, again, this is all collective. So people are going through these things in different ways. But there's no separation. And that's part of this elevation to this level is a higher sense of oneness. I mean, it's almost like you can't even argue with it now because it's talking to you.
There's no arguing and there's no questioning. I was shown just when I close my eyes now, Todd, all I see is it just looks like a massive web, and I mean a spider web. But in between the spider web, every time a line aligns with another line, then there's like a round point, and that round point in my mind's eye is just throbbing. It's just throbbing, and then the web keeps moving like that. So I know that this is levels of consciousness. Okay.
Yeah.
All I'm showing now is we're getting to the root cause of every self, which is we are a black hole. We are a chakra point. Just our being is one massive chakra. So the awareness when it comes in through the seventh chakra system, which is the human aspect, the physical aspect, once we strip that down and we go right back within, and then we're getting back to the black hole, the heart stage. The pulsing is the shifting, okay? The pulsing of the heart is the expansion part of another level of consciousness. I was trying to understand it, but I've given up on trying to understand it. And now that I've given up trying to understand it, now I understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because
I'm just like, I understand. Oh, I get that. Yeah. And it's going, yeah, because you're not trying to understand it.
And that's what a lot of these earlier comments were talking about. Yeah, it's yeah,
It's a
it's
stage of
like you said, when
knowing
you,
what you are.
yeah,
It's a stage of
yeah,
absolutely 1000% knowing you are just that. And then it
yeah.
all floods in, then it all flows in. It's like it's like the multi-dimensional layers of all the selves put together. And it's just I feel like it's just like a massive pulsing intelligence, and I can feel it. It's at the back of my throat. It floods me with a sickness feeling, and then my stomach goes right into my throat. Then my
Yeah,
throat goes into my stomach, and it's
we're,
just all of a sudden I'm just
yeah,
that. I don't even have my chakra.
we're getting the
I can feel the
same.
separation of my chakra system anymore. It's just like I'm one ball of throbbingness.
Mm, yeah, we're
And
getting that. That it's,
everywhere I
yeah,
look, there's webs of energy. Today, when I was walking up the lane, all the plants. Every time I put my foot forward, Todd, it was just like cobwebs. I could feel cobwebs all on my face, all on my feet, all on my hands, and it's just energy. It's just like it's all connected into coming into me now.
yeah. Cynthia Coleman, thank you for the comment. She says, what Linda is speaking of, I'm knowing is truth.
Yeah.
The more I surrender to being, life is shifting and changing in ways, and the healing I have been through in such a short time
Yeah. There's no healing
to
no
been
more.
stagnant.
We've
Yeah.
got to get rid
She
of the
says,
yeah.
she says, spinning, I'm moving quickly forward.
Yeah.
I think that's a good metaphor. The spinning, because we're moving forward fast, but we're also spinning. My core is in alignment for the first time ever, and the feeling of my divine is amazing.
Mm, yes. I love Cynthia. That's
Linda
what you've got
Kelly.
to do. You've got to get used to the spinning, by the way, because it creates, and that's a good point to be on.
Yeah.
Today and yesterday was vertigo. The vertigo is the human, spinning out of its own.
Yeah.
We've just come off an axis, okay? So we've spun out of control. The universal force has gone right through the chakra system. We've gone into 8th, 9th, and 12th stages of being. But in them stages is pure vertigo. This is why a lot of us are scared stiff of ice, because we've been through this stage before. It's just a repeat loop again. Everything's on a loop. Everything is on a loop. We've done this so many times. That's the deja vu feeling we get. The expansive state of us is the seventh state of us, and we've actually done it many, many, many times. A lot of us. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we've just got to be
Morgan got
aware
some.
to do it again.
Morgan got. Yeah. Morgan got something on loops yesterday or the day before, and I can't remember what it was. Maybe she can remind me, but it goes along with what you were saying. Uh, this lady, Hope Robin Parks, she says, I had this experience while saging the house. Once I finished, I opened the windows and the wind picked up. I walked outside of the house, and all of a sudden, this beautiful white light filled my eyes to the point it was blinding. As soon as it was there, it was gone. I looked across the road, and the buck was standing there looking right at me, and his color was chartreuse green. He just stood there, him looking at me looking at him. Then we made a noise. He turned around and walked into the wood. Other thing I'm picking up, people are having, in one way or another, gold. Somebody was talking about a dream where there was gold. We've been seeing a lot of gold beans. So a lot of people are talking about that too. Oh, what the thing about the loops yesterday, we were reminded yesterday to spirals.
The
Does that
loops
make any sense to you?
is the curve. Is
Oh, allow spirals. That's what it was.
mm. Remember, the loop system is connected to every stage of awareness. Every energetic stage of us as a loop. It brings another awareness level to it, and it's all done on numbers. The loop system's done on numbers. Okay, that's why we get 333, 222, 111, because the fractal numbers of the loop system. It's all connected to naught. It's all connected to The knot is just a knot. It's a full circle of awareness. But in that knot, it has to go centered. So the loops, the number systems are created on them line structures, okay? You have to do it like that. They're created to the flower of life. The 9 stages of self is the flower of life, the 7 stages of self. The 1,000 petal is the stages of 7th awareness. It is just the awareness that how we've learned it in the collective way, okay? As it strips back, that's how we learn it. So
Yeah.
it's like for example, the angels sit on 7th. They sit on above us is where our angelic versions sit. The purified version of us, so to speak, sits between 7th and 12th. 11th is the main vortex areas, the sun, okay? The main star systems, where we're from, Sirius and the Pleiadians, they all sit on 11th because that's the master vortex openings, where we travel, where we astral travel. We travel on 11s. We're here
This
on
is
7s.
So it was really interesting because everything we've been doing seems like it's been, I'm talking about over the last 9 to 10 weeks since we've been back together. Seems like a lot of it's been about divine conscious union, personal, but Soulogy is of course always there, right? Mm-hmm. So yesterday, she started transmitting, and they told her, write, Soulogy One Studios, do the numerology on them. Soulogy, the number 1 studios. Soulogy. They both came down to a 6. The Soulogy One Studios came down to an 11. Soulogy with the number 1 studios came down to 222. And we don't know a lot about it, but they told her, do it, do it. Work the numbers out.
It's just mastering thyself on thy own platform, meaning the free platform is where they master the self. So your platform, okay, your show is where people understand how to master themselves. Because thyself is one, meaning the separated self. 11 is the double self, the man and the female, okay?
Yeah.
The polarity self, the split.
Yeah.
The split is 2-2, meaning 2-2 master how they master self. 1 is self. Naught is just oneness. So what naught is more or less all of it, all of us. But thyself, when thyself splits from another self, is 1. So the 2-2-2 is the angelic version of mastering thyself. That's what it usually does. It comes on the second wave. All self join when they're on the third wave. It's the oneness. 1 is the separated polarity. 2 is the joining of the masculine and the feminine, the balance. 3, there's nothing then. Then everyone knows what we are.
Yeah.
Then it's another universe. Then it's another black hole. We go right through, and then that's when it'll get interesting. I haven't been shown that part yet because it's like we're not meant to understand that yet. We're still busy mastering what we're doing here,
Got a couple people, soul numbers 11, life path numbers 11. I think we're 11s. And I realize
you're going to see 11s all the time. Remember, 12th, it finishes. 12th is like God essence. You know you're God then. I mean, we all know we're God anyway. But 11s are really important because that's how they master thyself. They master thy own alignment. Your own alignment is 11. Your own alignment is 11, meaning when you align your full chakra systems, all right, and you get through your 7th seal, that's your 11th state of being. That's where the sun is pure alignment. It's the Kundalini. The Kundalini is 11.
Whoa. Let me show you something. You see that?
Yes.
All right. So I'm sitting here and you start talking about what you were just talking about with the numbers and the 11, and I'm getting, you know, pretty much always the multiple or yeah, multiple, more than one conversations going on here. I don't know what it was, but it looked like a big, very big bird just
It's
flew right
freedom.
up. Yeah, flew right up to the
Kundalini is
window.
freedom of separation.
Yeah,
Kundalini is freedom of self,
yeah,
meaning thy freedom, the petal, all the 1,000 petal opening is the freedom from your construct, your mind construct, your prison. You're not locked in your body then. You can dimensionally go wherever the fuck you want. We're dimensional beings after 11. In 11, we're automatically astral traveling just by the thought of that, what we are, you know? We're not constructed to the physicality anymore. We can travel.
yeah,
We're multidimensional then, cosmically aware of what we are. So this alchemy starts then. The chemical, the body starts changing then. We can live longer. We have eternal essence then. We have eternal awareness. There's the big thing. We have eternal awareness.
yeah. That's right. Yeah, and so this big bird came while you were talking, and basically, yeah, I think there was a frequency of freedom or something in that synchronicity. But I looked after it left, I looked beyond it, and there was what looked to me like a Pegasus. You know, people have been talking about recently
What
a
colour's
reemergence of
Pegasus?
Pegasus. White.
Think about
Yeah,
what Pegasus was. Remember the film? What
yeah.
was there? It was a golden owl at first. The golden owl took Pegasus. Pegasus was our aspect, our freedom, the way we gallop out of this galaxy. You know, the owl was gold. The wisdom is gold. The chakra point of the got 12 golden chakra is when you go for your own 12th chakra gate, meaning your own heart. You know, your heart is connected to your eighth into your 12th state of being, you know. That's where the freedom part comes in. The physical mind then is released through the seventh seal. So the
Mm,
gold alchemy comes into play. All the body starts crystallizing between 8th and 12th. The
wow.
wisdom, the crone is the black, okay? The crone is the black, the main part of the feminine energy. That's why we've all had to go into our shadow aspects. Then we become the gold. Then we become to gallop. Then we can gallop to the multidimensional aspect of self.
Mm. Good comments from Anna Mae Swigert and everybody. Angela Breakerhoff. Um, yeah, love the synergy, crown tingling, body vibrating. We were getting that today.
You're only gonna and you know you're gonna be online with someone when you get full body flushes. If
Yeah,
you're not getting full body flushes, then move away, move on, walk forward, because then you're unaligning yourself. You will continuously align with yourself, meaning where you're meant to flow by your full body flushes. That's a really good tip. I'm being told. Watch for your full body flushes, because that's where you should be flowing forward. Otherwise, you're quickly unaligning, because when you're very, very aware of what you are, you very quickly unalign, but there automatically you align back by not addressing it as anything separate. It's just energy, you see.
yeah,
The
yeah.
the chakra system then is upgraded, so to speak. You're not a part of that chakra system anymore. This chakra system is only in the seventh aspect of self.
Yeah. I think another way to describe the energy very recently has been similar to, but be way beyond it, but almost like a high, like a trip, like a
Yeah,
LSD, shrooms.
God, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
Your seventh
it's
chakra, as soon
yeah,
as you go for your seventh chakra, you're tripping. Everything becomes a trip. There's no timeline there no more. There's no, everything then is, the matter starts to dissolve. This reality is going to start dissolving for a lot of people. You will actually
yeah,
physically with your own eyes see it. You can
yeah,
see energy now. I can see orbs. I can see energy.
Yeah.
I close my eyes and I can see outside of my eyes. That happened today. I
Yeah.
closed my eyes. I was told to close my eyes, and I could see shadows in front of my eyes, even though my eyes are closed. So I know that my vision is going to be telepathically linked to me now. All my inner senses now are going on the outside of my auric field. That's the next part that we're going to be entering, where we don't need to see with the physical eyes. Then you'll get your perennial view all the way around. You'll be able to see shadows walking in front of you. That's where you know the senses will be amplified on the outside of us. Then the inner becomes the outer, so it's going to merge. Like the inner senses are going to be amplified more than the outer senses. The outer senses will sort of disappear, and the inner senses are going to become very amplified. I've noticed that
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Mm.
We create then like a gravitational pull.
Yeah.
We start pulling energy towards us. Then we become like the black hole. Then we're pulling it in, and it quickly is pulled in by that awareness. You start shifting things then really quick.
Yeah. And the
Time goes
electric.
really, really fast.
Yeah. That's right.
That's why we can't remember, because it's moving that fast. We can't address it. But we go slower, meaning the understanding. We don't need to address all them fast things no more. Them material things, them physical things. They're going slower, but the energy's going quicker. Remember, it's the back and the front mirror thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And the electrical circuitry, the electrical part of it, not just within our bodies, but actually how they're connected
And
to
that's how
others.
that's why nature's responding to us, because we can control the weather systems. This is a big thing that we're going through. We are nature. Nature's going to start responding to us now, and at a quick level. I
Yeah.
keep getting a robin, and it keeps coming to my door every morning now. It's been here today. It was here yesterday. So all the animals now are starting communicating with us, because we just won. It's going to happen really quick, and as I'm saying it, I feel like being sick. That's how quick as soon as your awareness goes to it, when you're aware, it's already there, and it's a quick shift. It's like I eve with it, because the awareness is that strong for me.
Yeah. Yeah. We've gone through that and continue to. It hits like below the solar, in the stomach, and then it comes right up, and it feels like a lot of times I can feel it. I can even see it in my throat.
Yeah.
Like something's trying to enlarge or get out, or I don't know.
It does. It's just center. It's creator, like blurting out in us. We just connect really, really quick to center creator, and it just bursts out within us. It's just an energy field, and it just bursts through us. And the throats are attached to the truth part of it, And if we resonate with it really quickly, then it creates like a. I can't. There's no wording for it. I can only put it like that.
I can relate to this one, Linda Winger. I was experiencing telepathy and deep feeling of mother for all. I believe it was too bright. Then I went into clearing and purging.
Yeah. Well, that's because she's not feeling worthy of it then. The purging part is when we don't feel worthy of it. That's what I'm saying. It makes us sick, because the mental part of us will address it as like the not worthy part, and then the body starts purging with it. It's like when you take ayahuasca, same thing. If the body isn't purified from negativity or separation or any aspects of that, shame, guilt, anything is a part of the separate identity. If that's in this vessel, it will purge out. It's like poison. It just floods through your body really quick.
Yeah. And that's another thing that came up too, I think yesterday, was in regard to these Soulogy transmissions, was trying to tell us what this space is or what this energy is that's expanding. And it was at a human level, I guess, people coming into a space where there is no shame, blame, guilt, embarrassment. That pure truth, that combination of pure truth, which is our human and all of our other aspects on this trip that we all share, the only common denominator we have, beyond being source, is somehow electrifying and expansive to all parties involved.
Yeah,
just
I
like
was told
this.
today that we've got to get used to farting because the more aware we are now, no, serious, remember how I used to say it, but it said, you know, you're going to walk in a place, and if there's any doubt in that area where you go, you will just fart it out. So it's saying get rid of that shame because that's a human, it's a human system and it's not real. So we have to just get so used to just, otherwise you're going to piss and shit yourself and that'll be more embarrassing for you, you know. Just get used to burping it out, farting it out, and then lose that human awareness of what it is because it's just energy. It's not a fart, it's not a burp, it's actually energy. It's just the
Yeah.
body releasing the energy that you picked up off another auric field, you know. So you can't even think, oh, I've just farted, oh, I've just burped. It's just energy. You just address it, it's just energy.
I thought it was the nachos.
It's the garlic.
The garlic. There's an interesting one here. Where is it? Here it is. Sherry Whiting. My husband, who's wishy-washy about spirit, even though I've been a medium my whole life, today he's in the barn with a round bale of straw up in the air on a tractor spear, and he got off to cut the netting off the round bale, and the wind blew in and spread the straw totally off the forklift and laid it in a bed without him even touching it. These things are happening. I was looking at I don't remember where we were. It was in the last 2-3 days or whatever. There was a carpet that had like a print of like rectangles, and I'm looking at it, and I actually saw the lines jump out, and like glitch. And I'm seeing a lot of lines, even where we're at here, which I think is, we don't even know how deep this spot is right now that we're at. It's amazing, but it's full of geometry. Everything's
Yeah,
geometric.
everything. You're
Everything.
going to see energy
Yeah.
everywhere. This is
Yeah.
how babies see. This is why a baby will stare at you, or when it's in its crib and it'll stare into because it's actually seeing orbs, it's seeing energy. We have to get used to seeing that. We're doing it on a slow level, but we must get used to seeing these things that we class as supernatural. The supernatural doesn't exist. It's
Yeah.
just our natural state of being. The super part of it is the super consciousness, the level that you're going to see it. How aware are you? How super aware are you that them are real? Because it's not even, when
Right.
everyone knows when they take acid, you see energy, you see whatever. Remember, when you take acid, nothing, everything is connected. We are thought adjusters. All we do is adjust that energy accordingly to where we are. The thought, we are only thought adjusters. That's how we create that reality out there. How we create the reality, what we're watching on the screen now, is by the
Yeah.
thought system, okay? So
That's
we
right.
are 7 thought adjusters going into 8th awareness, going from 8th to 12th builders, fractal builders. So the new system is coming into play, is already into play. That's what I'm saying. Now you're just playing with it. You're playing like with new bricks, new Lego.
Yeah.
You have to get used to seeing these levels of energy and communicating with the natural part of us, which is nature. Gay is a being. We have to get used to, she's a black hole as well. We have to get used to, remember, how we treat Gaia is how we treat our own vessels. It affects our energy by the way we treat Gaia because we live on it. How you treat another soul is how you address your own soul. Anything you do as an outer affects the inner
Yeah.
because it's the same core, it's the same system. One's on the outer layer and one's on the inner layer. They're both exactly the same fucking energy. So you've got to understand how you're addressing it is how you're undressing it. How you're undressing it is how you're dressing it. The core is what I'm being shown is the the undressing is the most important.
Yeah. Yeah. Although I think I'm going to pass on the farting.
I can't pass on anything.
I'm just going
We
to
can't
change
even
my
pass on.
diet.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
well,
with a product of a massive, massive system, okay, and we're just going into the outer layers of it. We've not even got into.
no.
We're just getting into our own core. The
No.
outer cores is enormous. It is a massive big web of energy,
Yeah.
and there's so many different layers to every core is connected to all these layers. So we've got to just keep allowing these layers to just keep stripping. That's what it boils down to in just energy terms, you know. We can address every self as put in, well, we're doing this download or we're doing that download. At the end of the day, it's just energy. How we undress it is important for how we dress ourselves.
Yeah. So I get this pressure in my jaws.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I'm doing a session with Morgan, but over the last 2 days and especially this morning, it's all up in my whole jaw.
You know
and
why?
It's a pressure, like, and it feels like it's built into like an antenna.
It is.
On each side.
Remember, you know your teeth canals? Your teeth canals are connected to your awareness stages. Every tooth canal is a conscious level. It's connected to your crown and your third eye. They all come in to the Kundalini energy. When the seventh veil is opened, then it's how you speak with a bite system. It's called what is it? It's called a biting system, and it's how you're biting the awareness, how we're eating the awareness of a self. You know, if you're going to identify a self as any separate identity, it's going to be affected. This is why we used to get fillings and cavities, because this is how we're biting the selves, how we're biting the awareness. It's how we're speaking it, Todd. It's how we're speaking it, how we're talking it into existence. And now that's a really good, interesting point, because I never even thought about that.
Well, I think it's extremely important to me, as I'm getting it, to be careful, be vigilant, vigilant of everything I say and write. We're literally creating at an extremely fast pace. And I remember getting this 7 years ago when I was walking the streets, and they would say everything that you're writing is like going to happen, or and it was way ahead of this level of elevation that I'm at now. But it makes more sense to me now to be very careful about what I say and do.
You've got to be so careful. That's why when I got on the plane, it all collapsed for me, all because of what I said. And I said it out loud. I got really annoyed, and I was sent from one platform to the other. I got to the airport, and I was sent to the Terminal 1, and then I said, oh, it's going to collapse this. I said, no, it is. And it did collapse. And that was all from my own speaking, because I'm that fucking aware. The universe just slaps me down. What are you doing? And then it just started collapsing, and then the plane started shaking just by my own awareness. And then it went really, really crazy, because I'm aware of what I'm doing. I am a creator, and I really know I'm a creator now. So all it takes is for me to have a tiny little bit of doubt or a tiny bit of a questioning, and then it'll collapse. So you have to be aware that you're the one collapsing it, because you really will.
Yeah, I think that the method of what we were used to, which was an ebb and a flow, flow and then back, flow and then back, like 2 steps up, 1 back. I think that's going away.
No, it's gone.
There's
more
more. Yeah. There's more. I think grace.
There's no back. There's no.
Yeah.
It's just a complete flowing forward, like the sea.
Yeah.
The ebb is the cleansing. That's what was the cleansing part of us. The ebbing back was us stepping back, purging, and then going forward again. Purging, then going forward again. So the ebb system, once you are creator, and I mean you're aware you're creator, then it's a constant stage of flowing. You've just got to surrender to every state.
Yeah. I think Grace Solaris wrote a post 2 or 3 days ago about the fluidity was the word that jumps out, and that's what I'm saying. These any ebb and flow pattern is just gone. Like you said, it's gone. It's leaving us too, and these are these slaps on the head you're talking about. Keep the fluidity going.
Yeah.
I think for us it started when we came over here 3 or 4 days ago on Tuesday. Because we got up, and Morgan talked about it on the show, I think. We got up, and we didn't really know where we were going. But for the first time, we were holding the space and keeping the human at bay, honoring it and respecting it, but also understanding this fluidity, I guess, in a way. And it just laid out perfect. I mean, it just, it is synchronicity at the highest level.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is.
it's like walking a path that is being created in front of you in perfect harmony.
Yeah, it's the pure awareness of energy, and then you become. It's not even an awareness state. Then you are that energy. So exactly what you're thinking, exactly what you're saying. The energy is just there. It's already here. It's already like in front of me and it's flowing with me. The minute that I pull myself back from it, boof, that's when I get the slap. Soon as a disconnect from it slightly, then I get the slap. Then the
Yeah.
reality starts collapsing all around me again. That's my Trinity again. It starts collapsing.
Yeah.
So I have to be really consciously aware not to do it, not to doubt myself on any level.
That's right.
It stutters. I call it my stutter. It's like the energy goes like it stutters.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mm.
Excellent comments. Oh yeah. Who is that? Bonnie reminds me of what Rebecca Williams said about jelly.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, and that's a similar thing with the fluidity.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're going to have stutter stages of Sona's stutter stage, the deja vu, like it's, what was I going to say there? Well, that's the stutter stage. What was that energy? What's that energy part? And it's like the merging of the quick merging of the human part again, the stutter, like until we're so used to this fluid part of this energy just flowing within the system, the chakra, flowing through the system, I mean, the spine. It flows right in, right through, and goes right out to the root again. And then it's just a constant stage of that. And remember, I
mhm.
used to always do that. That's the heartbeat, It just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And as I say it, even the awareness of it, I burp it out. It's just like clears my system constantly like
Mhm.
that, clearing. So
Well,
my phone is on 19%, so it's gonna go.
all right. So let me ask you. Yeah, we went an hour and 11 minutes. 1:11.
Yeah.
Uh, so where are you? I just want to catch up with you for a second. Where
Ibiza.
and
I'm
that's
actually. This is a really good point before I go. I was told where I am is mentioned in the Nostradamus part of old scriptures, and it's the point. Jesus actually, the Jesus consciousness was here. Don't know whether it's still here. I'm not attached to it, but I'm just near the. I was up, come up the Jesus Drive, then the Joseph Drive, I was told that that the Sophie is inside me now, and where I am is at the Atlantean arena.
hmm,
That apparently here is where the new energy is going to be. It's going to come here.
hmm.
There's going to be a lot of people coming here for this new awareness, this new energy. It's a
Well, Amy.
purified state in the sea. It's a purified
Yeah,
state. There's a crystal apparently somewhere
yeah,
here that's
yeah.
purifying the sea. So the new show me the new the new food, the new system is going to be at points here, okay?
Hmm.
Because the food is going to be the food energy is going to change or something. We're going to notice that soon as well. So this
The
is a good
food.
point for new energy.
Yeah, I've seen some people talking about that. I know. I've had thoughts in my head about food that are interesting the last
Yeah.
few days.
It's going to come. It's going to come massively. There's going to be
Yeah.
a weather system change. So food's going to be a massive thing, and it's only so the collective will come away from heavy density food. That's going to go. It's going to be light density food. So the new
Yeah.
food system is going to come in very, very fast.
No more nachos. All
You
right.
know what? The
Huh?
wheat's going to be. Remember the film that we watched? The wheat's going to be a big, big thing, okay? Flour and stuff like that. Just watch because the 5G energy's come in. So it's affecting the smaller animals, the smaller insects. This is going to be a collective awareness. It's going to come in the next 2 years.
Yeah. Good comments. Good show. 421 comments. That's a lot of comments.
Good.
Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for
you,
joining us.
everyone.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you for coming aboard.
Oh, you're welcome.
We'll catch up with you and get an update.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself over there. It looks beautiful.
Always, it's so beautiful. It is.
Yeah.
I will.
Take care.
I will be in touch.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. Flow, flow, flow. Bye, bye, Todd.
See you later.
See you
Take
later.
care.
Take care. Bye.